All right, let's talk about Joyride, which is a new comedy that's out this weekend from Lionsgate. If you have seen the trailer, you need to watch the Red Band trailer. This is an incredibly raunchy comedy about two young women who have been best friends since they were kids. Why? Because they're both Asian. They meet when they're little kids. They're bullied on the playground and insulted by a little boy who gets his just desserts. Cut to them later in life. One has become an artist. She does this sort of sex positive art. The other friend, it has become an attorney that works at a law firm where basically she is she's the only non-white person that works there. Ashley Park is the lead, and Sherry Cola's her friend. She plays Lolo. Ashley Park plays Audrey. They're best friends, and what happens is Audrey has to go overseas for work to China to close a deal for her law firm. And in that adventure, she's going to look for her birth mother because Audrey was adopted, and therein begins the adventure. Sabrina Wu plays a character named Deadeye, which is, I would say she's the kind of straight person comic relief, in a sense, straight man in there. They meet up with Stephanie Hsu, who plays a character named Kat, who was Audrey's friend in college, and she's now a famous actress starring in these Chinese epics, Chinese dramas. Stephanie Hsu, of course, you remember from Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that is just the beginning of an over-the-top, insane adventure involving drugs, sex, tons of drinking, bonding, separations in what is, and we just saw a couple weeks ago, No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence. This is the best comedy of the year. It's incredibly raunchy. It's also really smart. One of the questions someone might ask is it woke? It makes fun of wokeness. Audrey's boss at the law firm is like this superly, overly woke and self-conscious guy that is just like, people were bursting out laughing. I've seen it twice now. It was great.
Let me just say this about the boss. He is so not racist. He's racist.
That's the funny thing is he's so not racist. He ends up being racist. Which is exactly what like a lot of like liberal elites, kind of the way they act sometimes, is they get like, they're so like not racist that they end up being racist. It's weird, but like, that's the funny part is, and then like, oh my God, there's just so many great moments in this film. They end up having to go to Korea, they've lost their passports, so they have to pretend to be a K-pop band. This joke is ruined in the trailer, so I'll talk about it. But that scene is so hysterical. There's a viral moment that occurs that is, it's shocking for an R-rated movie, because you see a close-up of a tattooed woman's hoo-ha. That might be the nicest way I can say it. That tattooed hoo-ha goes viral. They show it on screen, and it's not like a flash. You see it.
Yeah, the thing you're understating here is this is a raunchy movie.
This is really raunchy.
It doesn't stop. And
but other than that, there's not a lot of nudity. Even though there's sex in the movie, it's all played comedically. So it's not like, and there's just not a lot of nudity, with the exception of that shot. Prepare for that. But I don't want to spoil anything else from the last part of the movie. It ends up becoming, it's the thing people are comparing it to is The Hangover. It's really not like, it's like The Hangover only in one sense of, you have people going on this crazy, over the top, insane adventure and then becoming close friends as a result. And that's what happens here. There are also rivalries within the group between Audrey's childhood friend and her college friend. And and then the character of Deadeye is just hysterical, because Deadeye is like this autistic on the spectrum, like doesn't fit in, like is completely aware that she is awkward. I loved it. I cannot recommend this movie enough. I will probably see it for a third time. Love this film. Fantastic. Alan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I thought No Hard Feelings was the funniest movie this year. This one is funnier. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's kind of nonstop wall to wall raunchy humor.
Yes.
And the thing about this is, look, I'll put on the misogynist hat on right now. I never thought I would ever have seen a female-driven, female-led raunchy comedy that was any good. The last one that it wasn't even close was American Pie went female, and it was horrible. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that they held back. That because they're women, they're not gonna punch down like the men do. This movie, they punch down, they punch up, they punch sideways. It's just look, the trailer. I will tell you this: the trailer for this movie is horrible because it just makes it look like it's just nonstop raunchiness and bad jokes. But what Adele Lim does is she wrote Crazy Rich Asians. She directed and co-wrote this one. She's masterful at just spreading these jokes out over time to where you're not being inundated and overwhelmed by just these really nasty lowbrow jokes. It's spread out nicely so that it becomes more palatable, and she doesn't hold back. There's nothing that says she goes for it, and that's exactly what you want in a raunchy comedy. The other thing is, in all raunchy comedies, there is the sex montage. And in this one, you and I saw it together. We were just looking at each other going, are we seeing what we're seeing? It is insane, and it's unique, and it's fresh. And again, I think, I didn't think a woman could ever pull off a raunchy comedy like this. And Adele Lim has done that. And just, I can't recommend this movie the most. I will not take my daughter to see it.
I was going to say, you take your daughter to a lot of movies. I am really happy you didn't. And it even has the thing that the lead character is named Audrey and she's adopted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's ironic. It's like there's a part of that I think my daughter would appreciate in the second half of the movie, but it's that sex montage that I cannot let my daughter see this movie.
Well, what's that company where you can like clean flicks, where you can like get a movie that's been edited? I don't know how much of this movie would actually be left.
Yeah,
probably not very much. Not very much, but and
look, I've seen comments since I posted my review for this, and sometimes I'm tired of watching white content all the time.
Well,
and maybe I want to see people who look like me on the screen, and I am very happy to be able to do that. And I think if I have to endure white content, maybe you give this movie a chance.
Well, I'll say this: two quick comments before we go to comments from me before we go to comments from everyone watching. But real quick, the original title of this movie was Joy Fuck Club, making fun of the title for Joy Luck Club. I think Joy Fuck Club was a better title.
Yeah, it's a more appropriate title.
It is, but how do you market it? You can't, because whatever. But Joyride, I think, is a really lame kind of title. But what I do love about the movie is it makes fun of every kind of Asian. And it talks about how Asians are racist against other Asians. Like there's a scene where it's I don't want to ruin it too much, but there's a scene where basically you see like people are very excited and then not when they find out a certain thing about somebody, and it's like you see that like, and then they're pointing out, because this is the dumb thing with a lot of people that, and this is also sort of a liberal thing too, is they want to put people into groups. Like white people are just white people when there are French, German, English, Scottish, Irish, Italian. There are many different types of white people. By the way, many different types of Asians, Korean, Vietnamese, Filipino, Japanese, Chinese. Like there's just, I don't like this
the Asian community is so racist against each other. It's amazing.
But the movie deals with it.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Hilarious. But I love, one of the jokes I laughed out loud was the white boss at the beginning was like, hey, I go to 99 Ranch Market. Like a lot of the jokes are very inside, but it's like, this movie doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. It makes fun of everything. And it has at its core, it has a sense of humor about itself. It has a sense of humor about itself, which is why it's so endearing and why it's heartfelt. And these women go on this adventure, and the stuff that happens is insane. But the fact that they were able to pull this off is, it's better than No Hard Feelings, and it's different from No Hard Feelings. I think No Hard Feelings is more of a romantic comedy. I would say Joyride is like in the Hangover vein, and I want to get to the comments, but strong recommendation, best comedy I've seen this year. Alan,
I'll say it again. I'm glad that the two funniest movies this year so far are female led.